Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have a lot to talk about. To my super chat, thank you so very much. My goodness, we have so much to talk about. There's so much insanity going on. Oh my goodness, my Charles Bronson is just hanging off the wall. Actually, kind of looks cool. I'll leave that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Let's get started. Judicial Watch. Well, before we get started, obviously, please watch my latest segments on what's taking place with Julian Assange. I'm a huge Julian Assange supporter. I'm a huge supporter of Julian Assange. I think that he is a hero. And I wrote an article, a piece in the Times of Israel. And I want everyone to share it if you could. If you find it appropriate, if you could share it on your Facebook and Twitter. It's really important. And Horus, and it actually uses a Hebrew word that most people don't really know. And I grew up in a religious Hebrew school, and it's going to sound funny to you, but it's a really interesting, really wonderful word. It's called tzaddik. And it means somebody who does good deeds, like a holy person, somebody who's really wonderful, sheds light and spreads light and truth in a world of darkness. But this is a really important article for me post for me, because for a long time I was thinking, well, what does Julian Assange represent? Like, what does he to me, what does he represent? And he is in Hebrew, the word is called tzaddik. So I'll share it again. Thank you, Eric H526. Here it is. So if you watch this, if you watch the super chat on the upload, please go ahead and share that. And later on, when hopefully we hit 1,000 people watching or over, I'll share that link again. It's really important. It's important to know, for people to understand, that there's a lot of Jewish people. There are a great many Jewish people who love Julian Assange, and that's important to understand. That gets lost in the propaganda conflict, and I think it's just very important to understand. Also, there are a lot of Jewish Trump supporters who love Julian Assange and want him free. I've been noticing, and I knew this would happen, a lot of glee, some gleeful. Well, look at the Trump, look at Orange Mussolini now, HA. Look, no excuses for Orange Man. He's wrong. He's wrong. He's wrong. Yeah. And when did it start? It started in 2010. Do a little research. Now, like I said, if God forbid, Julian Assange is extradited to the United States of America, yeah, I'm not going to vote for Trump. How can I? How can I vote for Trump if you have Assange extradited? I mean, the guy's a hero, and and then I respectfully to people, imagine if you were in that position, and your mother, because Julian Assange has a remarkable, beautiful, amazing, just wonderful, brilliant mom, Mrs. Christine Assange. Mrs. Christine Assange has stated categorically, there is no plan, there is no fate that's already predetermined. Nobody knows what takes place in the future. Lord knows I don't, but I have, I have the pulse of what's going on. But at least, and I have, whatever. The point is, if your own mother was saying that, hey, don't claim that my son or my daughter will be safe if he or she is extradited to another country, please stop claiming that. Stop claiming it. Then, you would say, yeah, my mom is representing for me, and it's true. Please stop saying that I'll be okay. So, that being said, there is no master plot or, plan here. Sure, if Julian Assange comes to the U.S., could something happen where information is given in a trial? Yeah, but you don't know what the judge is going to do. You don't know how the judge will react. You're dealing with Democrats who, and that the same thing could happen in the UK. But you're dealing with Democrats and you're dealing with the media and you're dealing with liberals who they could be told verbatim by Assange or anyone that the whole Russian hacking thing was a myth. They wouldn't care. You people are assigning too much people are assigning, and this relates directly to the Clinton email server. They don't care. People don't care on the left. Do not try to reason with people on the left. Do not try to reason. And there are certain people on the right you can't reason with, obviously, also. But don't try to reason with people who claim that they're morally superior because they're battling a euphemism online. They want anything to happen again, anything bad that could happen to Trump, they want. They're gleeful already. I've had people tell me the economy's not doing as great as you think. North Korea. They don't want the country to succeed. And in terms of Julian Assange, you have people who, when they say, oh well, what about that? What about what Trump is doing to Assange? Well, yeah, President Trump obviously for some reason, can't even defend himself. So I'm not sure. I guess I can kind of understand why he's not, defending Julian Assange or pardoning Julian Assange at this moment, because he's not even indicted. He's not even doing what it takes to follow the evidence to indict Clinton. It's very easy. This is not difficult if you're President Trump right now. He does have Matthew Whitaker. Now, does he control the DOJ with Matthew Whitaker? No, he doesn't. And it would be a lot easier, unfortunately. Well, I mean, unfortunately, in a sense, it would be easier to indict Clinton than to just pardon or free Julian Assange. But he needs to pardon Julian Assange. And I wrote about that in the Daily Caller. So I have a problem with Janice Webb. Thank you, Janice. I have Janice Webb. Thank you as always. I just have a problem with people are like, oh well, look what's happening to Assange. Not good, HA. When are you gonna say something bad about Trump? I already stated I'm disappointed in my last couple segments. Okay. But unless, if God forbid he is extradited, which would take years and years in terms of a process in the UK, yeah, I'm not going to vote for Trump. But other than that, I'll vote for Trump. This is not new. This was, thank you, Ken. This was started in 2010. The hatred, look, only one person said I love Julian Assange, that's Trump. And only one Secretary of State tweeted WikiLeaks DNC emails. That's Pompeo. Now, they're doing the bidding, obviously, of people like Brennan, people like Comey, people who are running them. They were part of a machine. The machine keeps running. Hillary Clinton, unadvised counsel, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right and respectfully decline to answer. That's right, Dylan Robinson. So we'll get to judge orders Hillary Clinton under oath to answer questions about private email server. Judicial Watch, the Judicial Watch got the Judge Sullivan, I believe, to force Hillary Clinton legally to answer how she set up the server. Brian Pagliano knows. And ladies and gentlemen, I know that there's a lot of people who have watched me. I'm not a Bernie supporter anymore. So there's a lot of new people who watch me. I'm not a Bernie supporter anymore. So I don't support Bernie Sanders. I am supporting President Trump. I do not see Julian Assange extradited to the United States of America because the UK would be complicit in illegal. It's not a legal act to just indict somebody um, for publishing something. It's not a legal act. He's not even a U.S. citizen. So I don't think that the UK would even allow that, because it would be a big problem for a number of reasons. Victor Lugo, the sealed indictments was dormant and was issued by Obama. It got leaked to the media to make it seem like Trump did it to turn Q followers against him. Yeah, I don't know about Victor Lugo. I don't know about the Q followers. The Q followers are a lot of good people. I have nothing bad to say. I think that the whole thing is dangerous because you have people saying trust the plan. Well, there is no plan. Just like I haven't been right about certain things, but I've been right about a lot. But I don't. When I was saying that Clinton would lose to Trump, I said it categorically, and I wrote about it categorically, and you knew who I was. The whole thing, trust the plan, trust the plan. Q's been wrong on a whole bunch of things, and there is no plan. Only God knows. If you believe in God, only God has a plan. But then if you're an atheist, then only the universe or percentages or science has a plan, whatever, or life. There is no plan. Nobody knows. That's why you got to be careful. When you drive tomorrow, get in your car this evening, a tire from another lane can start bouncing and just, coming. You're like, no, no. And then it just, that's happened before. That people have lost their lives from tires that have hit cars from the opposite lane. So you're going one way, traffic's going another way in the freeway, and tires just fly, and then that has happened before. Nobody knows any plan. We have no clue what's going to happen. But Victor Lugo, yeah, I do. It was leaked somehow, or it could have been just an accident. But it was likely leaked. Horace, U.S. wants to squeeze Assange to force him to give up sources, in my humble opinion. Yeah, I think that, look, they want to, Horace, thank you so very much. Janice, Victor Lugo, Horace, what they want to do is simple. They want retribution for disclosing the truth about conflicts, whether it's Iraq, Afghanistan. They want retribution. That's all they want. They want retribution. Political retribution. They don't care so much. They don't realize. See, the thing is, the United States government, if they want to indict somebody on something, they will. If they want to cover up Hillary Clinton, you'll have James Comey, you'll have Andrew McCabe, people like that. They'll cover it up. That's why when I hear trust the plan, there is no plan. Only if you're religious or if you believe in God, only God has a plan. And you just have to, work every day to make sure that, you create your own future. Okay. You need to create your own future. You need to create your own plan in life. And at the end of the day, either trust in yourself or trust in God, or trust in both yourself and God, or trust in the universe or karma, or just breathing and living. But I don't think that, when things take a spiritual context, we'll trust this, trust that. Nah. No, the only blind trust should be in God. Otherwise, I don't think you should blindly trust anything, any human being, and certainly nothing that comes at you from a screen. So Rob 589, why doesn't Trump pardon Assange? I agree with you. Fly him under armed guards and have him testify. Well, that's, here's the thing. Eating Silver 25, do you think Bill and Hill are getting nervous? I don't think so, Eating Silver. I don't even think, even like a second before they get indicted, they'll be nervous. I think some people are just supremely confident. And those are the people who always have the biggest downfalls. Rob 589, I think that, mainly you can't. I think that Rob 589, I think that there are topics that the media will, no matter what information is given, the media will spin, and the propaganda will be so strong that truth would be overshadowed by insanity. I do think I do think that it's very important for President Trump to follow the evidence and simply indict Hillary Clinton. It's very, very important. He will not now. If anybody in the Trump administration, anyone near President Trump, or anyone near somebody in the Trump administration, let them know they will not have Hillary and Bill Clinton will not allow Trump or anyone in his family to have a day of peace. So this is not about draining the swamp. This is about protecting your family at this moment. If Trump doesn't do, and I'm hoping that January, February, March, sometime in the beginning of next year, I'm hoping that that he does the right thing. That Clinton, um, the crimes that she committed, she'll have to answer for. She committed major, major, major crimes. Major crimes. So this is not a situation where um you know there's a gray area, or no, she transferred top secret intelligence outside the United States government. Judicial Watch knows this, everyone knows this, and Judicial Watch is like the tip of the spear. Judicial Watch is the tip of the spear. They are the reason when the indictments take place, they're the reason it's going to happen, because there's nobody else forcing the United States government to do its job. The United States government has protected Hillary Clinton through James Comey, through John Brennan, through James Clapper, through Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, 5 or 6 others within the FBI. Actually, more than that. There's an entire apparatus. You had people at the DOJ. You had Sally Yates, Susan Rice. Everyone under President Obama was part of setting up Trump. And now you have the Mueller probe and Robert Mueller, who's like a saint. He's reached sainthood. The guy has reached sainthood. Nobody knows what he's actually doing, but nobody cares, again, because it hurts Trump. They don't care. It's never been about Russian interference. They haven't even explained which Facebook ads swung votes. They don't know how many votes have been swung. Richmond the Goth. Yeah, Eric Swalwell. What do you think about Eric Swalwell saying that gun owners must hand over guns because government has nukes? Yeah, Eric Swalwell is the type of guy who very likely owns firearms, and on the left. He's the type of guy who will just say anything. There are certain people like Eric Swalwell, Adam Schiff. There's a bunch of people who will just say anything because people on the left want that type of rhetoric, and they love it. They love it. The Republicans used to have people like that, and that's why the Republicans didn't win for a long time. Richmond the Goth, thank you. Tina Bobina. Votes in Florida finally, and Al Gore's president. That's awesome. Tino Bobina. That's awesome. Yeah, Richmond the Goth. I think that Eric Swalwell is a cool dude. He's a cool dude. He's a Southern Cal dude. He's the type of guy, Southern Cal dude. And look, if he doesn't preside over indicting Clinton, it's not that difficult. Get an inkjet printer and, just type out the US versus, and there you go. US code 793F. It is what it is. It's easy. It's easy. And he will be known as weak. He will be seen as weak. If Clinton isn't indicted, one thing I like about Trump is that he's pretty in your face. I like that. I you know, but that comes with actual represent. You got to represent. Join me in experimental. Press 7 if you have liked this video. I'm confident more than 68. Thank you so very much, Ryan Stern. Ryan Stern, everyone, because from Ryan Stern, press 7 if you like this video. All right, is this mic on? Is this mic on? Ryan Stern, thank you so very much. Press 7 if you like this video. Press 7. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan Stern. That's awesome. Alexander M. Gonzalez. Hello, my friend. Why do you spread lies about Medicare for all when 3 red states voted to expand Medicaid? Because Medicaid is not Medicare for all. Medicare for all is Medicare for all. Medicaid is Medicaid. A nuclear sub is different from a helicopter. These are different things. Now, if I'm wrong about Medicare for all, I'm willing to, I'm not all in on this. Okay, I'm not spreading lies. I'm spreading truth. The truth is inconsistent with the rhetoric. I am saying Medicare for all is not affordable. If I am wrong, then I would like economists to say, or pundits to say, it is very affordable. We can do this and it'll. But I haven't heard that. And I did see that Alexander, you told me to watch that lady, and she had that chalkboard or she talked about, well, we spend about 65% of government money on healthcare. What's another 35%? That makes no sense. There's a lot of other things that didn't make any sense. But the Urban Institute and the Mercatus study, 2 major economic studies, stated that it wouldn't be feasible economically. Also, the people who ran on Medicare for all didn't talk about the increase in taxes, tax collection, tax rates, mainly tax collection, which would equal tax rates, but also Nancy Pelosi, Alexander, watch, Nancy Pelosi stated that they're not going to vote on Medicare for all. Remember Dikembe Mutombo? Just, he was great at blocking shots. Wilt Chamberlain also. I mean, all the great centers. Well, Dikembe Mutombo is not Wilt Chamberlain, but he would just block shots. That's Pelosi. That's Pelosi. The progressives threw the ball up. She's like, no. That's not me. I could be wrong. Pelosi said, nah, we're not going to do it. They want a Medicare for all bill. I knew Pelosi wouldn't allow them. They're not. That was in the Hill. Victor Lugo. All the have been. He has to get to the right people in place. He can release the hounds. Release the hounds. Yes, I do agree with you on that. But I think that something should happen. If something's going to happen, it's got to happen in January or February. Ken Pomerantz, 3 years as a subscriber. You're my go-to for truth, even when you were a lefty. Thank you. Thank you, Ken. Greatly appreciated. Ken, thank you. Thank you so much, Ken. Greatly appreciated. For 3 years, my God, you've seen my hair go from this to a little bit more to this back again a million times. Thank you, Ken. It's been a ride, and hopefully the future is even a lot better. Thank you, Ken, very much. Thank you. Horace, Medicare is subsidized in many cases by doctors that bill regular patients through their insurance to cut their losses serving Medicare. That's right. Give Medicare to all, and the whole system collapses, promise. Horace, you know who agrees with you? Nancy Pelosi. That's the thing. Thank you very much, Horace. That's the thing. They utilized Medicare for all to get progressive votes. They're not serious about it. Okay, one thing Trump is good at, he's serious about a lot of things. Now, let's see if he's serious about Clinton indictments. Let's see if he's serious about that. Because this is a little bit like, go where the evidence takes you. There's no evidence with Trump Russia. There's no evidence but a million investigations and indictments. With Clinton, there's a mountain of evidence. There's a mountain of crimes, no indictments. So, Horace, thank you. Thank you, Horace, as always. So, by the way, just a side note, Rick Scott is experiencing his third recount now. And his third recount, Sean, I do agree with you on both points. Absolutely. Rick Scott has his third recount. So there's a hand recount now of ballots that were what was it? Ballots that were rejected by the machines in Broward. So, but he's up by 13,000 votes, and from what I've read, there aren't 13,000 ballots that have been rejected, because then you'd have like major problems with, even more problems than you originally thought in Florida. So, I mean, it's the third recount, 3 times a charm. They're going to continue to recount until Nelson wins. No, he won't. So yeah, Jim Acosta. Here's another thing. So a judge, of course, a DC judge, ruled that Jim Acosta, that the White House has to give Jim Acosta his. But how is it that like this guy can continue to be act like an imbecile? Trump speaks on CNN's Jim Acosta pass being reinstated. Statement from CNN. We are gratified with this result. I bet you are, and we are looking forward a full resolution in the upcoming days. Our sincerest thanks to all who have supported not just CNN but a free, strong, independent American press. Julian Assange was indicted. Julian Assange was indicted, and Jim Acosta gets his pass back. It's a wonderful world, isn't it? It's really a great world when that happens. This world is an absurd world. That's why, like, when I walk around nowadays, when I live my daily life, I swear to God, I'm like, the craziest thing could happen at this very moment. So no matter, like, I'm always trying to, like, the craziest thing could happen at this very moment. So, the craziest thing can happen, because gone are the days where, generally crazy things didn't happen. Julian Assange gets indicted and Jim Acosta gets his pass back. That's really amazing. That's really fantastic. It's just unbelievable. It makes you wonder, like, do people have common sense? I mean, it's just insane. People don't have common sense. Horace, thank you. Richmond the Goth. Republicans need to demand unending recounts when they lose, just like Democrats do. They should have challenged the loss in Arizona election fraud. I agree with you on that. Although Arizona was a little bit of cinema had been up, and Republicans can't take red states for granted anymore, because the media is in hyperdrive, overdrive. It's not just demographics, because Latinos in Arizona, many Latinos, a great many, are conservative. It's not just demographics. It's the media. Richmond the Goth, I do agree with you, though, that if it's close, Republicans have to sue and have to, do everything that, everything that that Democrats do. Agent Pepsi won. Pelosi said she's going to push through ultra strict. Yeah, they'll never get through the Senate. There's like what, a 5 Senate vote lead now, or there will be 5 Senate, maybe 6 Senate vote lead soon. John Lee comes is very uncommon. Miss Tasha will keep from 1911 Pelosi. Agent Pepsi. Agent Pepsi won. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So that also is pretty bad for 2020. See what they did, ladies and gentlemen. I knew this would happen. And like I said, I'm not Nostradamus, but I have the pulse of what's going on. I said they're playing you. They're playing you, progressives. Nobody listened to me when I was on the left, but I was just saying, to my progressives who watch me, still, I love you, who deal with me. To the progressives who deal with my annoying behind, I love you. I'm telling you, they were playing you. Okay? Power, you need to wrestle power away and destroy, paradigms. Trump has obliterated a certain paradigm. Let's see if he can follow through with it, because if he doesn't indict Clinton, and also if he doesn't pardon Julian Assange, he's just going to be another cog in the machine of just the swamp machine. Patricia Moreno, have you ever checked out Stephanie Kelton's modern monetary theory? No, I haven't, Patricia Moreno, but I've heard of MMT. I don't really know much about it, but I haven't. Patricia Moreno, thank you. Patricia Moreno, thank you. I do agree with you. I blame society. I do agree with you. Generally, you're right. Generally, a lot of what the media unfortunately has a big influence on the average American. I didn't think that it would be the case. Now, I know that alt media is growing. Styx X and Hammer, 26,000 people. 26,000 people on his live stream on midterms night. I had 8,000. Hard Bastard has like thousands. I think he had thousands on election night, but I mean he does 1,000 live stream. There are people, you have channels growing. People are getting their news from, not CNN, but I guess the best thing to happen to Trump is that the House is Democrat now, because then then Democrats are going to have to do one of two things, or else they will absolutely implode. And the Democratic primary alone will give Trump the victory in 2020. The Democratic primary is going to be like if you took like piranhas, barracudas, great white sharks, and then like chum in the water. That's what it's going to be like. It's going to be absolutely insane. And I'm telling you what's going to take place, because I used to be on the left. If in 2 years there's not a Medicare for All bill passed through the House, if in 2 years, now listen to me clearly. I'm not going to say look into my eyes because that whole thing didn't work, but listen to me clearly. If in 2 years there's no Medicare for All bill, Democrats are done. Absolutely done, because the left will implode and there won't be that whole vote for us, Medicare for All, vote for us. But then if there is a Medicare for All bill, Dems will have to run on tax increases. They lose then also. They've actually, it's basically a checkmate. They've basically, they've engaged in a checkmate. They don't even know it. Horace, Check out Dopamine Project to get some relevant insight into why power trippers be power tripping. Very interesting site. Okay. I am definitely dopamineproject.org. I'm definitely, let me look at that right now. Horace. Dopamine. Let me look at this. Okay. It's interesting. Look at it. All right. So, thank you, Horace. Thank you. Johnny Five. Chris Cuomo said it's illegal to get news from anyone but CNN. I don't want to go to jail. Johnny Five. Johnny Five. Yep. Well, he said it's illegal to watch WikiLeaks to read WikiLeaks emails. So, so yeah. Let's see. House Republicans plan to subpoena James Comey and Loretta Lynch. Well, there you go. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, that's been. Let's see. That was in the Hill. Is that today? It can be? No, it's yes. Hello. Thank you, Sean. Yes, I like that. Well, there you go. GOP chairman plans to. But see, the thing is, look, the subpoenas and the testify. They'll testify November 29th, seeking to have Comey appear for November 29th. Loretta Lynch December 5th. They're going to hide behind classified. They're going to hide behind classified ongoing investigations or classified data or all this nonsense. Look, he simply what Trump also, the reason that Trump hasn't indicted, in addition to the fact that he had Jeff Sessions, the reason the Trump administration hasn't indicted Hillary Clinton is because he doesn't want to undermine the reputation of the CIA, the FBI, the NSA. Think about it. If you allowed one person to use a server that transferred top secret intelligence outside the United States government, what kind of CIA are you? What kind of NSA are you? So they're worried about budgets. Because if they're like, well, wait, if Trump, if the president of the United States allows this to happen, then we won't have, a natural enemy in Russia. But you don't have, Trump doesn't even have to do it like that. Just say, look, Hillary Clinton, through her despicable behavior, managed to deceive everyone. Then if there's a trial and she says, I have this document saying this, then it'll be just those people. Like, for example, it won't be the entire CIA. It'll just be, if she says, well, I have this person in John Brennan's office who said that I can use my server, and I had this person in the NSA's office who said that my BlackBerry was okay, and I had this person at the FBI who said all my travel arrangements were okay with my private server. And then the judge says, okay, then those people go to jail too. Not that difficult. And people on the left are like, oh, yeah, AJ, crazy, lunatic, crazy. Oh, he believes in the most insane things. No, the stupidest conspiracy theory on the planet is Trump worked with Russia to hack the DNC to inform us that Bernie Sanders was being cheated. That's stupid. You have to be a fool to believe that. Okay? You have to be a fool to believe that. But so it's very good that James Comey will be, at this point right now, testimony from them is just recorded under oath statements that can be used in the future once the indictments go down. That's really all these testimonies have, So, Babe Ruth today was this is kind of cool. George Herman Babe Ruth is the personification he was. I love Babe Ruth. Love Babe Ruth. It's a great photo of him. This is like a photo from like 19. This is like when he was really young. I think when he first joined the Yankees. Medal of Freedom. Wow. Off the field, he created the Babe Ruth Foundation and tirelessly raised funds for the war effort during World War II. Wow. Wow. Let me give you a little trivia. Alexander M. Gonzalez, I know. But you know what? You know what happened though? It helped my channel big time. Like big time. On YouTube, the more people like diss a person on YouTube, the better it is for their channel. So then people went ahead and started watching. And the funny thing was, the people who tried to disrespect me, a lot of their followers ended up following me, which is hilarious too. Lawrence F., I believe the statement is just to calm possible powerful uprise from the people on the right. So, Lawrence F., I don't think that, God forbid, I don't think that, thank you, Doug E., thank you. Lawrence F., I don't think that anyone's ready for any type of type of conflict, because like, I'm not, like, even though like I say Clinton every day, like if she doesn't get indicted, I'm not picking up I'm not charging, with a bayonet. I'm not charging anyone with a bayonet if Clinton doesn't get indicted. Or, I will say though that there are people who, I think the best thing is just peaceful reaction, peaceful everything. The more peaceful you are, the better. The more violent a person, violence is cause for people in power to crack down on opposition. Yeah, possibly more accurate. Not really. I also stated the Senate would go Democrat. I mean, would stay Republican. Republicans would gain, which they did. But yeah, he was more accurate on the House, obviously. But the legendary meltdown in 2016 on election night, I was calling that forever. Plus, I mean, I've had the pulse of what's going on. I was saying Sessions would be out forever. See, the thing is, like, I've learned something. I learned something in politics. I'm going to tell everybody, 812 people. I'm going to tell everyone. If you generally have the pulse of what's going on, and you have, like I've been on the left, now I'm more conservative. I don't really cater to a prevailing paradigm. I'm just myself. If you stick to what makes you, you'll grow no matter what, and the channel will grow, and you'll have people who watch you, for a long time. There are people on the left, I know, I'm not going to bring up their names. Big, huge, humongous channels. I'm not going to bring up their names. Just forget about journalists at like CNN, MSNBC. A lot of them don't believe what they're saying. I'm never going to say something I don't believe in, because I don't need to. I have the luxury, thank God, of just voicing my thoughts. There are people to the left, on the left, actively stating things to people on the left that they don't believe. They don't believe. They're saying it. And that's just, I'm not even going to bring up, these are major names and big corporations. But see, that's the thing. That's the thing. As long as you're true to yourself, you're fine. If you're pushing a Russian hacking, for example, if you're pushing a Russian hacking myth, and you know that Trump didn't work with Russia, but it's good for your side, there's a problem. There's a problem. Frank, thank you. Everyone knows there's not one person with a functioning brain cell who thinks that Trump actually worked with Russia. There's not one person with a functioning brain cell. They know it's nonsense, but they're okay with hurting. It's just, look, in a way, look, Clinton can be indicted, easily indicted, and still run for president. And still, Clinton indicted can win the Democratic nomination. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Clinton indicted can win the Democratic nomination. They're trying to. People think that, oh, well, once she's indicted, or if she ever gets indicted, I believe she will, that um, she'll finally be, done from Democratic politics. No, she's not. She doesn't care. Do you understand? She's like the honey badger of politics. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. Neither do her supporters. They don't care. They don't care at all. They really don't. So it's not even an issue. Like, it's not like Judicial Watch, when it happens, Judicial Watch will be legendary. Legendary. Like, they'll be spoken about in history books. So that's amazing. It's just let's look at what's happening here. So let's check out Twitter. So the President Trump, Presidential Medal of Freedom ceremony. He needs to do more of these things. He needs to do more of, like, the media. Like, the media, there's nothing he can't hate. Hey, there's Kavanaugh. People can't hate on Babe Ruth. Like, even the liberal, like, media, they're like, how can we do this? Oh, here we have another fat male. Oh, it's Babe Ruth. Gosh, we just can't insult him. The thing is that the hate meter worked. They just drummed up hate, and it worked. It worked. They drummed up enough hate. Um, Trump had no link, zero link, because Putin never hacked the DNC. That's the thing. They have, with Trump, what they've done is masterful, and it worked. It's worked somewhat. They got the House from it. They didn't get the Senate, which is hilarious because that's where all the real power rests, within the Senate. And they're going to have, right now, they're going to have, what, five senator lead. You're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to 47 Democrats, including the two independents, to now 52 Republicans. So that's 5 senators. So you're not going to have 5 Jeff Flakes. You're not going to have 5 Jeff Flakes ain't going to work. You're not going to have Operation Estrogen Fury. That ain't going to happen. So HRC ordered to answer questions under oath about private email server. Federal judge has ordered her to answer by December 17th. That's right. That's right. Let me read that Zero Hedge article. So that's right. Hillary Clinton ordered to answer additional questions under oath about server, the creation of her server. Ladies and gentlemen, how did she transfer the top secret intelligence? How? I have been asking this. I asked that question in But Her Top Secret emails. I asked that question in my book. People are still buying my 4 books, especially that one, But Her Top Secret Emails. It is on Amazon. Check it out. Little over $3, and you pretty much learn everything there is to know, almost everything there is to know about the Clinton email debacle and why she'll eventually get indicted. Hillary Clinton ordered to answer additional questions under oath about private email server. A federal judge has ordered Hillary Clinton to respond to further questions under oath about her private email server. Following a lengthy Wednesday court hearing, Judge Emma G. Sullivan, who also presided over former National Security Advisor Michael Flinkage, ruled that Clinton has 30 days to answer 2 additional questions about a controversial email system in response to a Judicial Watch lawsuit. It's an overt crime. This is not even. Hillary must answer the following questions by December 17th via Judicial Watch. Describe the creation of ClintonEmail.com. Yes, including who decided to create the system. The data was created. The data was the date it was decided to create. The date they decided to create the system. Why it was created. Who set it up, and who became and when it became operational. During your October 22nd, 2015 appearance before the U.S. House of Representatives Select Committee on Benghazi, you testified that 95% of your emails were in the state system. That's not true. That's a lie. Lie under oath. And if they wanted to see them, they would certainly have been able to do so. If no, identify the basis for this statement, including all facts. So, I mean, just by that, indictments should be easy on the horizon. But including all facts which you relied in support of your statement, how and when you became aware of these facts, and if you were made aware of these facts by or through another person, identify the person who made you aware of these facts. Look, what they've done is what Clinton and the media have done is they've said, well, this was an email system. It was just an email system, you know. Gosh, it's so murky and difficult you just can't prove anything. No, you can. It's really easy, actually. Really, 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 really easy. You set up a system. I'll answer it for Judicial Watch. Clinton asked Brian Pagliano to set up a system so she could circumvent FOIA requests, so she could keep all her donors, Clinton Foundation donors, her network, which is the foundation of the Democratic Party, away from the spotlight, away from and any criminal activity, any pay-for-play schemes, any RICO schemes. You know, Rob589. HA Americans are absolutely starving for accountability. Isn't that the key to Clinton indictments and Muggy? Yeah, all the rest is window dressing. Exactly. Rob589. Exactly. Absolutely. You've hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly like this is the thing, like, like the whole Medicare for all thing. I could be wrong. Maybe it's feasible. I don't think it is, but let's have a debate and talk. That's fine. That's called America. That's what we do. Oh, all of it's in. You can't set up a server outside the United States government and transfer top secret intelligence. That's a high tech Aldrich Ames right there. It's U.S. Code 793F in the Espionage Act, even if she didn't mean to do it. Everybody who's ever been in charge, the Politico had the actual person involved in charge of FOIA. Every single an analyst regarding Clinton emails, even people on the left have stated that, yeah, she got off, but they don't want to talk about it. But Rob589, you said exactly what it is, I mean, you that's exactly what's going on. Democrats have redefined evidence because Hillary Clinton. So many crimes with evidence. And the media is very powerful, a lot more powerful than I thought, really. It's still powerful. You know what it is? It's this echo chamber that works, an echo chamber of hate, because Trump's personality is not really endearing. So for people who are like, yeah, the economy's good. Well, what about his personality? What about his personality? What about his personality? Thank you, Sean, for the kind words. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, I mean, it's like, ladies and gentlemen, all 800 or so people, almost 800 people, please, please, please. I actually don't have a Facebook account anymore because I don't need it. And it's in this day and age, if I could delete my Twitter account, I would also, but I kind of need Twitter. But Facebook, I don't need at all. I might in the future make another page. I don't know. But please go ahead and share my Times of Israel article about Julian Assange, and the Hebrew word is called tzaddik. And if you know any Jewish people, and if they happen to be religious, they'll know the word. And it is it's an article. It's Julian Assange it's a tzaddik and deserves freedom. Eric H526, thank you. So Divergent, so there's really no need for it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. God bless. I'll be back a little later. This has been great. And look at what's taking place. Look at the foundation, the foundation of the ideology on the left and Trump's ideology. Julie Kent, thank you. It's not sustainable on the left. I just don't, Oh, that's not the only reason that she used the server. It wasn't just to hide from FOIA. She was hiding pay-to-play schemes, everything. I mean, Rudy Giuliani talked about just the RICO laws, and then other people have talked about the Espionage Act laws. I mean, it's a server outside the government. This is a server outside the government. She could have been actually giving Putin love letters and classified data. Nobody would have known. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. what am I? This is not the upload. Anyway, God bless everyone. Thank you so much to my super chat. Thank you. I will be back soon. Thank you so very much.